Hey people of the VC, it's Andy Cloudy Mulder. Got a CD collection for you today. I've got a big old stack of CDs that I've been, it's stuff really I've picked up across October and November. In fact, my vinyl listening has been slightly curtailed because I've acquired so many CDs over the last month. And my usual way of consuming CDs is to do it on the go, either in the car or walking to work. But I don't do a lot of that anymore. So I found I was still buying the same amount of CDs, but just not getting to know those albums or consume them. So I made a concerted effort where I got everything out. I had this big pile on my desk, and I listened through, and I listened through again. And I gave every one of these at least 3 listens through, and then I loaded them into the beast here, so they're always on hand when I need them. And last thing I need to do is show them to you guys, let you know what I think, and then I can pack them away in to the storage, because I don't have room to keep my CDs out on the shelves. So I kind of keep them away in boxes and use the beast, this 200 disc loading system that I've got to make sure I've got the CDs that I want to listen to, the new ones, at hand at all times. So let's jump into the stack. There's about 22 CDs here, so some of them I know better than others. This one, in fact, I only got the other day. This is a Natur. I have come to own this one courtesy of my good friend Mike Metal Mickey. He bought it recently to check it out, and Mike is I find Mike a fantastic source of information, because I know that if he doesn't like a particular CD, then there's a good chance I probably will. And he asked me if I like this one. I checked them out on YouTube, and straight away it was, yep, I'll have that one if you're giving it up. And he sent it on to me. Got a couple of days ago. I listened to it a couple of times, and it's really, really good. It is now that logo there would instantly make me think it's kind of black metalish, but it's not. It is very traditional heavy metal. What year is it from? It's from 2012 originally. It's on Earache. That is the label that Mike collects things from, so that's why he wanted to check it out. But it's very kind of late 70s, early 80s influence, new wave of British heavy metal. Rhythm section, very, very Maiden like, but the album itself doesn't sound like Maiden. They've got influences of Maiden, Merciful Fate, that kind of thing, but also slightly doom-laden guitars as well, a little bit like Death SS, which I've got coming up as well, which is a new band for me. So definitely worth checking out if you like your metal heavy. It's not fast, it's not galloping, but it's heavy metal played really, really well in the traditional way. Another band that doesn't really meet expectations when it comes to their logo. This is a band called Petrification. If you watch the Contact in Blood live stream that I did with the guys a week or so ago, then you will have seen me show this one already. This is a CD that was sent to me by what's the record label? What they're called? Wrathchild Records. This is one I've not put in the beast yet. By mistake, I had ordered a different CD. This is the one that turned up. They quite rightly offered to rectify the situation and allowed me to keep this one. I fully intended to sell it on because I thought that's got to be black metal. You can't read the name of the band. It's got to be black metal. But it's not. It's again, it's doomy. It's heavy. It's traditional heavy metal, fairly clean vocals. I just thought it was brilliant, really, really good. So this is quite a find. It's a 2020 release as well, and one of my finds of the year, because I would never ever have checked this band out just based on the way they write their logo. So well worth checking out. This is Perfect Doctrine by Purification. The album that I did buy from Wrathchild Records that did show up eventually, this is Rune Master's second full length Wanderer. Wanderer. Again, this is doom-laden heavy metal. This band hails from Scotland. I think they're even from Edinburgh, my hometown as well. Again, one I've failed to put this one in the beast as well. Good tracks on here. Raven Lord, Pyres of Heathen Kings, Helm of Ore, Manaz. Really, really good doom-laden heavy metal, well worth checking out from Scotland as well. One of the CDs I got from Jim Davis. Now this whole bunch here is things I've either bought online or acquired through VCLT. So I may well have shown some of these before, but I hadn't listened to them when I showed them. So this is me catching up really. Air Force, Strike Hard, again from 2020. This is absolutely fantastic traditional heavy metal. It is very much influenced by Iron Maiden, but that's not necessarily surprising. My phone keeps dropping down, because Doug Sampson is the drummer, and the other couple of guys in the band, I forget their names now, I can't get the label out, are friends, or they're friends with Maiden from the early days, and still hang around with Steve Harris by all accounts. Paul Diano does a guest vocals on one of the tracks on here, probably not the best track on here at all. And there is a cover on here, Faith Healer, which is the Alex Harvey band, I believe, and I think Zal Clemenson, he's from Alex Harvey band, and he guests on it as well. The singer on this is a comparable to the range and sound of Bruce Dickinson as well. So interesting enough, Doug Sampson obviously from maybe the Diano era of Iron Maiden, but they've ended up with a singer from the that sounds a lot more like the Bruce Dickinson era. I'm going to have to go through these a lot quicker. I'm going to do these, this is a 2-4. So this is a band I've been looking out for some time to get them on CD. So this is Forbidden with Forbidden Evil and Twisted into Form. Their first two albums being old school thrash metal done properly. Killer stuff. This is kind of standard release. I think it's a reissue from 99. Whereas this one has extra tracks on there, some Live at the Dynamo tracks from 1989. This was on Century Media. In fact, they're both on Century Media. But yeah, Mark G with a C has been banging on at me for ages, so that I should be picking up and checking these out. I've just been waiting for the CDs at the right price. Finally got them. Fantastic stuff. Thrash metal. While all you record store day enthusiasts were out spending your hard-earned cash on the Skid Row Slave to the Grind reissue recently, I went to Music Magpie and got the CD for £1.50. Okay, you guys are probably bigger Skid Row fans than me, but I hadn't heard this album before, and I thought I would take the opportunity to pick it up and give it a listen. That whole late 80s MTV pop metal-y, sleazy metal-y thing, I'm still fairly new to, and really, really enjoying it. And it's a really, really good album. Seems to be quite long though, before I remember, but still great to finally have that in the collection. Valvera, this is another one from Jim. Cycle of Disaster, fantastic Brazilian thrash metal. Thoroughly recommend this one. Something a little bit different from a lot of those bands that are just trying to sound the same, and it doesn't have that modern thrash metal production that all modern thrash metal bands seem to do, like Heathen. A lot of people seem to love or hate this. I don't love or hate it. I found it a little bit middle of the road, I have to say. Much prefer their earlier stuff. It's not that it's maybe not thrashy enough. Everything just seemed, once a song starts, it stays at that same pace all the way through. This album, probably more than anything else in this stack, I have tried more times to really get into, because I want to understand why everybody thinks it's fantastic. I kind of rate this a little bit similar to the latest Flotsam and Jetsam album, where everyone was falling over themselves to talk about how great it was, and it just didn't click with me. it's a good album. It's not a bad album, but I just don't think it's all that, to be honest. Savage Master. This is one of my Hell's Headbanger Hall pickups. Female fronted vocals. Now the hype sticker on this compared her voice to Doro. Now every female heavy metal vocalist gets compared to Doro, and it's unfair on Doro because they don't, and it's unfair on is it, I can't remember her name, Stacey Savage or something. Check that out. Yeah, it's unfair on Stacey Savage because she doesn't sound like Doro either. And I love Doro's vocals, and I love Stacey Savage's vocals. Now, Stacey Savage to me sounds more like a mix of, say, Anne Boleyn from Hellion, and no, I'm serious here. Vince Neil from, say, Too Fast for Love era Motley Crue. Honestly, listen to it, and if I'm wrong, then you can kill me in the comments, but she definitely has a little bit of the early Vince Neil about her in her vocals. Ice War. I think this guy is a one-man project. I want to say they're Canadian. He is Canadian, but this album is absolutely fantastic. Start to finish, I was really, really impressed by it. Battlezone, Dream Spirit, Standing Rock, I Am the Prisoner. I Am the Prisoner is really great. Slaver's Worship, We Will Stand. Brilliant, brilliant album. I'll be looking out for more from these guys. I think they've got at least one more album out, self-titled by Ice War. This is what, 2017 when this came out on Shadow Kingdom Records. Great stuff. Another classic thrash band, this time a UK thrash band, maybe progressive thrash, I think it's called, but another band that I thought I would wait for them to get them on vinyl, but it never came, and I thought, I've just got to get the one or two albums by them, and it's Sabat and Dreamweaver. This is an expanded edition that has 3 or 4 extra live bonus tracks on it. Again, really, really good stuff. Very young Andy Sneap on there as well. More famous for being behind the desk now rather than being in front of it, although he is part of the Judas Priest touring band. But yeah, killer stuff. That is the album I will be looking out for next. History of Time to Come. Now, this is going to show a bunch of these together. So this is a band that has been lauded a lot. I didn't really have anything by them until Kevin Wargod 60 sent to me their latest album, Mind Freeze, this year, and I really enjoyed that album. So Hell's Headbangers had a sale, and they had all the Haunt CDs in a really good deal, so I picked them up. So I picked up Luminous Eyes, Burst into Flame, If Icarus Could Fly, and Mosaic. And at the moment the jury's still out. I'm a little underwhelmed, to be honest with you. Mind Freeze is still my favourite of them so far. I've given them a good 2 or 3 spins each. I think I probably need to spread them out a little bit more and get a little bit more familiar with each in turn, but I mean, they're a very accomplished band, really good sound. I don't know, I just find it a little bit, I don't want to say mundane, but I'm just not, I'm just not gripped by them. Each of their own. Now, Lucifer's Hammer. This is a great little EP, 4 tracks on it. Victory Is Mine is the name of the EP. Again, fantastic traditional heavy metal. 3-piece. Well worth checking out. These guys are on Shadow Kingdom Records as well. Black Death. This is an album I always kind of wanted to check out. The vinyl is, you're not going to get it, certainly an original, anytime soon cheap. The CD came up nice and cheap, thought I would check it out. Thoroughly enjoyable. It's very rough and ready, and raw, but a great listen nonetheless. One of those albums I kind of smile all the way through while it's on. Good fun album. Witch Trap, again, these are all part of the Hell's Headbanger haul I've got. Now this is really good modern thrash metal. First song, Lemmy. If you're going to write a tribute song to Lemmy, stick it on the first track of your album and you've got me hooked already. Great stuff, well worth checking out. The name of the album is called Trap the Witch. Then these two I picked up from Hell's Headbanger as well. Big order I got from them. It is a Death SS. They were a band I kind of avoided because of the imagery early on. One, I thought there might be I don't know if I thought there would be a death metal band, but obviously the time that they released these in the late 80s, early 90s. I think this was the first one, Black Mass, and the follow-up, Heavy Demons. They're Italian. It's kind of a little bit doom-laden heavy metal. It's not fast galloping Iron Maiden style heavy metal. It's kind of slower but heavy, a little bit doomy elements in it as well. Songs and the band all kind of have a horror persona to them. I mean, one of them dresses as a mummy, a werewolf, vampire, you know, that kind of thing. But really been enjoying Death SS. Thoroughly worth checking out. The SS bit as well, even though it's kind of got the way it's written is refers to the initials of the singer of the band, Steve Sylvester, I think it is. So it's nothing sinister at all, but obviously it looks like they're playing to that somewhat. First two albums from Tyrant. One of the bands that got me into buying that haul from Hell's Headbangers. First album, Legions of the Dead, and their follow-up, Too Late to Pray. I mean, how can you not love a band like that? I sent these two copies of these to Metal Mickey as well, and he did a VCLT video on them, and he summed it up completely. They kind of have that Spinal Tap look to them, but it's just really good 80s heavy metal done properly. Very good stuff. Tyrant, if you've not checked them out, well worth doing. I think I showed this one already. I'm not sure why this is in the pile, but Neuron Spoilers, latest album, Spoiled for Choice, released this year. British new wave of traditional heavy metal band. Just a British band playing traditional heavy metal and playing it well. Self-titled release, released it on CD and cassette. I have for both. It's a solid album. Very good release from this year. Night Demon. I love Night Demon. Seen them a couple of times live already. Live Darkness. Now, a band that only has 2 studio albums out, for them to produce a double live album and every single song is absolutely killer. There's no filler with Night Demon. They've only got 2 albums behind them, and they can release a double CD with such good quality singles on it that every song, it's just I can listen to every song and think, yeah, this is my favorite. No, this is my favorite. No, this is my favorite. Stellar release from Night Demon. I must get that one on vinyl at some point. It's a triple vinyl, I think, though it's a bit pricey. A bit of a blind buy, but I bought it on the strength of the hype sticker alone. This is Force of Evil, and this is a Merciful Fate members from King Diamond. It is Michael Denner, Bjarne Holm, Hank Sherman, Hal Fatino, I haven't got my glasses on if I'm pronouncing this wrong, and Martin Steen. If you are probably a bigger Merciful Fate King Diamond fan than I am. I'm not a I'm not a fan of King Diamond's vocals really at all. I can bear them, but I don't go out looking for their stuff because it just doesn't really appeal to me. But I saw this Force of Evil, and this is fantastic. If you like your King Diamond without King Diamond in it, then this is probably well worth checking out. Fairly cheap to find as well. Found that one on eBay. Riot City. This one I got from Blackmore Rules. Really, really good Riot album. I haven't heard anything that they had done for decades, really. Was a bit skeptical when I put this on, but yeah, really, really good album. More sort of hard rocking than metal these days, I would say, but delighted to have that one in the collection. And the last for today, this one also came from Jim's VCLT that I had no idea when I opened it, and this is Freaks and Clowns. Kind of made the assumption that it would be thrash metal. The album's called Justice Elite from 2020, but it is really, really good, kind of power metal, heavy metal. It's more on the heavy metal side of power metal. The vocalist doesn't really have that kind of melodic voice that a lot of the power metal bands do, but it works really well, and I really, really enjoyed that one. I listened to that a couple of times now as well. So definitely check out Freaks and Clowns, you power metal mad maniacs out there. And Justice Elite. Really, really good release. That's it. I threw through them, about 21 albums in about 22 minutes. Let me know if you've heard any of these, if you agree, disagree with my opinions, you know, all that usual shit that I talk in the comments. That's really what I do it for. I don't normally shout out my own channel for subscribers, but I'm getting close to that magic 1,000. So if you haven't yet subscribed, help me get there. It'd be fun. It'd be one of those things that you keep looking at thinking, like, I do want to get there. And I will one day, but sooner rather than later would be nice. Anyway, have a great weekend. Thank you for watching, and let's talk metal in the comments. Cheers.